During World War II, the US Army had a secret unit that never fired a single shot, but fooled entire Nazi divisions.
In 1944, deep in the chaos of World War II, a secret U.S. Army unit went to battle, not with bullets, but with illusions. Their mission, to deceive the Nazis and save thousands of American lives. This was the Ghost Army. In January 1944, the U.S. War Department assembled a top-secret group of artists, actors, and engineers. Their weapon? Creativity. Their goal? Confuse the enemy into believing a full army was where none existed. They used inflatable tanks, fake radio chatter, and sound effects so real that enemy scouts believed they were facing divisions of thousands. The Ghost Army's deception became a living illusion on the battlefield. Most of these men had never seen combat. They were painters from New York, sound engineers from Hollywood, and fashion designers turned camouflage experts. Yet, they risked their lives like any soldier. In March 1945, they staged their most daring deception, Operation Viersen, a phantom army designed to make the Germans believe Patton's forces would cross the Rhine far from the real location. Using giant loudspeakers, they blasted sounds of tanks, trucks, and troops for miles. From a distance, it sounded like a full armored division on the move. The illusion was perfect. Meanwhile, expert radio operators sent fake messages to complete the ruse. Every voice, every frequency, perfectly mimicking a real unit. Even German intelligence believed it. If the Ghost Army had been exposed, the Germans would have realized the deception, and thousands of American troops nearby would have been slaughtered. Every sound, every fake tank, was a matter of life and death. They painted fake shadows under rubber tanks, drove the same jeep in circles to appear like a convoy, and risked sniper fire, all to make the enemy see what wasn't there. To this day, few know their names. They didn't fight with rifles, yet their courage was unmatched. Their deceptions saved lives and changed the course of the war without firing a single shot. The sound engineers used Hollywood tricks, recording real Sherman tanks and troop marches on wire recorders. Then they mixed and replayed them in perfect loops, creating an entire army that didn't exist. Enemy aircraft often flew overhead, scouting for the real army. One mistake, one visible seam in a fake tank, could expose everything. Yet, they kept creating under fire. In their camp, these soldiers painted by lantern light. Their art wasn't for beauty, it was for survival. Every brushstroke shaped illusions that would protect real troops. Sometimes, Ghost Army members had to act as real officers, driving into German zones, wearing disguises, pretending to be part of other divisions. One wrong word could mean death. At dawn, German artillery opened fire, right on the fake position. The deception had worked. The enemy was shooting at rubber tanks. The Ghost Army had saved thousands that night. After every mission, they packed up quietly. No celebration, no medals, just silence. Their victories were invisible, their courage hidden behind secrecy. Many wrote home pretending to be ordinary soldiers. They couldn't tell even their families what they were truly doing, not until decades later. Much of what they did was classified until the 1990s. Old film reels, secret photos, and field sketches were finally released, revealing one of WWII's greatest untold stories. Behind the deception were human faces, men who laughed, feared, and dreamed. Their creativity didn't just win battles, it defined American ingenuity. Today, their legacy inspires modern military deception units. What began as an artist's trick became a weapon of strategy, a masterpiece of courage and illusion. The Ghost Army's deception reached its peak in the spring of 1945. Their fake divisions and radio transmissions convinced the German high command that the main U.S. assault would strike far to the north. While the enemy repositioned their defenses, the real American forces crossed the Rhine unopposed. For the first time, the war was turning, not because of firepower, but because of imagination. From the air, German reconnaissance pilots saw what looked like thousands of armored vehicles. Tanks, trucks, radio towers, all perfectly placed. Their reports confirmed the illusion, an entire U.S. division preparing for invasion. The deception was so convincing that the Germans diverted entire regiments, leaving the real crossing point almost undefended. The Ghost Army had outsmarted Hitler's intelligence machine. That night, the roar of artillery echoed across the Rhine. But it was only sound effects, played through massive speakers hidden in the trees. As the fake battle raged, real American forces silently advanced elsewhere. When dawn broke, the Germans realized too late they had been fighting shadows. The Ghost Army had pulled off one of the greatest acts of battlefield misdirection in history. Though their missions saved thousands, the men of the Ghost Army couldn't tell anyone, not even their families. Their work was top secret, buried in classified files for decades. For years, they lived in silence, watching war films that celebrated others, while their story remained unknown. They had fought with creativity, but history forgot their courage. For nearly 50 years, their names went unrecognized. The painters, sound engineers, and designers who risked their lives in deception faded into obscurity. Many died never knowing the full impact of their missions. Yet their legacy lingered, hidden in army archives and whispered among historians who understood the genius behind their operations. In 1996, the U.S. government declassified the Ghost Army's files. For the first time, the world saw photos of inflatable tanks, fake convoys, and painted scenery that once fooled the enemy. The truth astonished military historians. Art had truly won battles. What had been a rumor became undeniable proof of American ingenuity under fire. In their old age, surviving Ghost Army veterans finally shared their memories. Their voices cracked with emotion as they described nights spent pretending to be entire divisions, knowing discovery meant certain death. They spoke not of glory, but of pride in saving lives through creativity, not destruction. In 2022, after decades of silence, the U.S. Congress awarded the Ghost Army the Congressional Gold Medal, America's highest civilian honor. The ceremony celebrated not only their bravery, but their imagination. They were soldiers who fought with art, sound, and illusion, and helped bring World War II to its end. The Ghost Army's legacy still lives on in modern warfare. Today's military deception units use digital illusions and electronic warfare, all inspired by those early pioneers of psychological tactics. The world may fight with technology now, but the foundation was laid by a small band of artists who dared to dream. They were men who fought without firing a shot, warriors who turned imagination into a weapon and courage into art. The Ghost Army stands as a reminder that heroism isn't always seen on the front lines. Sometimes, it hides in the quiet genius of those who dare to deceive the enemy for a greater good. Their story deserves to be remembered forever.